Using the right jig and rod is one of the keys to catching walleyes late in the spring. Terry Tuma explains in this week's CCX Sports Fishing Tip.
With the walleye fishing in full swing right now, jigs, of course, are still going to be very productive through June, but throughout the whole summer, in fact, depending on where we're fishing, what we're using for live bait with that jig. But one thing I do want to mention, because we had some great success for the opener with using jigs, is using the proper size to be in contact with the bottom. You don't want any jigs that are going to be too heavy or too light, and you do want to consider using heavier jigs if you got very active fish in deeper water. What we have to understand is making sure that we keep that jig exactly in that strike window where those fish are at. Then along with that, to answer some of those questions that we've been receiving lately, is the rod. A rod is a big factor in us catching fish. I do believe that a longer rod, 7 feet, 7'2", 7'4", that I have right here, is a big factor. Too often, if it's bass fishing, fishing with tube jigs, or if you're fishing with walleye, for walleyes with jigs, it really doesn't make any difference. Even my bait rigging, for that matter, too often for many species of fish, we wait for this stump, this real strong bite, if you will. Under many circumstances, bass and walleye, it's just going to be something that's going to be a little bit heavy. Set the hook, you got to fish on. Do pay attention to that rod. It's going to make a big difference in your success every day on the water.